Faculty, students, families, welcome to the 2017-18 school year, and a special welcome to our new students and their families. We've been eagerly awaiting your arrival, and now the day has come. We are so happy you are with us, and we look forward to a great year. I know it's hot in here, and I apologize. We may rethink putting this in the gym in the future when the temperature's this hot. So I also want to thank our leaders for their inspiring messages today, and our musicians for sharing their voices and their talents with the community. Okay, time for a little audience participation. If you're already standing, you can't do this, but if you're sitting, would you stand if you have seen the blockbuster movie Wonder Woman? And I'm not talking about the one that yours truly starred in. Stand if you saw it, and raise your hand if you're standing in the back if you saw it. Okay, gives me a little sense of who my audience is for these remarks. Thank you. It was awesome, wasn't it? Yes, yes. So little did I imagine when I started this crazy project of mine that it would have over 4,000 Facebook views on our Facebook page, and my daughter, with a great embarrassment, said, "Mom, that's not necessarily a good thing." I think the workmen sort of laughed as they saw me buzzing around campus in my costume. Huge thanks to Bethany Stotler for her incredible directing and editing skills of the film, and for all of the staff for helping me out and being in the film. They were really good sports, and we actually had a whole lot of fun doing it. So the Wonder Woman idea sparked my imagination when, during a rainy afternoon on our vacation, Reed and I went to see Warner Brothers DC Comics box office sensation, Wonder Woman, and he was the only man in the theater of about 15 people. So superhero action movies are not really the genre I gravitate to. We can have a healthy debate about how feminist Diana Prince really is, and an analysis of her character's change over time, and it really reviews the complexities of her identity. According to one scholar, she navigates male and female spheres of existence to embody a modern American ideal. I encourage you also, thank you, Mrs. Sagigian, to read a fascinating history about the creation of the character Wonder Woman by William Moulton Marston in All-Star Comics number 8, December 1941 through January 1942, and to learn about all of her iterations through the decades, including the Linda Carter version that I grew up watching, and probably a lot of parents out there grew up watching her in the 1970s. After seeing the movie, however, I think that Wonder Woman deserves our consideration for a number of reasons. To start, Warner Brothers DC Comics film is full of firsts. It is the first solo film for a superheroine in the DC extended universe that includes Batman and Superman, and the first film directed by a woman, Patty Jenkins. Jenkins is the first female to direct a movie that grossed more than $100 million its first weekend, and as of August 11th, it has grossed over $400 million, making Wonder Woman Warner Brothers' top live-action superhero, and putting the movie at the top of all films directed by women. And the context for this is really important. According to research from the Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film, conducted by San Diego State University, women continue to be underrepresented in the highest levels of the entertainment industry. No surprise to us who watch it. Women comprise just 7% of all directors working on the 250 highest grossing domestic releases in 2016. And that's a decline from the past. And the stats aren't much better for other behind-the-camera professions. Women are only 24% of producers, 17% of editors, 13% of writers, and 5% of all cinematographers. Girls, we need to tell our own stories, right? Yes. And then there's the actress Gal Gadot, undeniably beautiful, but more than a warrior actress. Born and raised in Israel, Gadot served for 2 years as a soldier in the Israeli Defense Forces in combat training. The film's characters are compelling and the storyline is full of action. Yes, Wonder Woman follows a pretty stereotypical plot line in many respects. Diana, the daughter of the Amazon Hippolyta and the god Zeus, grows up isolated in the world in a female-only paradise. She is idealistic and daring and not fully aware of her own power. Then Captain Steve Trevor crashes on Paradise Island and sparks her curiosity about the outside world. She learns that humankind is on the brink of catastrophe during World War I, and she leaves her idyllic home to conquer war and destruction, embodied literally in the god Ares. She learns humans are flawed. They are capable of great destruction, but also of honor and love. She has helpers, part of the mythic pattern, and she has her weapons, a sword, a shield, a lasso, and cuffs. She herself falls in love and knows heartache. There's a healthy dose of poetic justice at the end. Good conquers evil, but not without loss and suffering for all involved. The film has distinctly feminist themes and images which Marston's creation of Wonder Woman, which mirror Marston's creation of Wonder Woman in 1941. We know that Marston was sympathetic to the feminist cause and influenced by an important writer, Simone de Beauvoir. He advocated for strong, independent women to change the stereotypes that male means aggression and female means submissive. As critic Lenore Wright says, the lasso-wielding freedom fighter empowered women to leave the domestic sphere for the public sphere and take control of their lives and livelihood. Marston envisioned a woman of tomorrow, although he knew that women faced obstacles, symbolized by the submission Wonder Woman faces when her captors place her in chains, an allusion, interestingly, to the suffragette movement. Over time, the cartoon character's image underwent a change, which reflects how women were relegated back to more traditional roles after men returned from the front lines of World War II, and Rosie the Riveter returned to the kitchen. Over the next decades, Diana Prince became more feminine and more sexualized in her portrayal. The current film, Wonder Woman, returns nearer to Marston's original conception of her and shows the superhero's feminist struggles. Diana must be accompanied by a man on her adventure. She's told no constantly. She's told she shouldn't leave the safety of Paradise Island. She's told she can't go into the British war room because only men are allowed. She's told how to dress. She's told to leave the sword and the shield at home and not carry it through the streets of London. When she wants to rescue a town from carnage, she's told she can't save everyone. When she wants to cross no man's land between the trenches, aptly named, by the way, she's told it can't be done. Not swayed, she climbs out of the trench and leads her comrades across to the other side. All this time, she follows her instincts and her values and ultimately saves the day. In other words, throughout the film, society tries to dictate her identity and actions, and she breaks free from those chains and triumphs. In addition, one of her weapons, if you will, is the lasso of truth. And I found it pretty funny how absolutely candid she was in everything. No nuance. She speaks directly without any coyness or without prevarication and calls into question the language men use to cover up unpleasant realities. She's not playing games when she frees a village and destroys Ares, and in the course of the action she comes to find the truth about her own power and develops her own sense of self. Finally, Wonder Woman's adventure represents the archetypal hero's journey. Joseph Campbell wrote a pivotal study of literary archetypes entitled A Hero with 1,000 Faces. It traces the pattern of hero myths from around the world across all cultures and time periods. The appeal of these archetypes is that they are, at a deeper level, the stories of every human's experience. Campbell believes that myths tell our search through the ages for truth, for meaning, and for significance. As archetypes, they examine what is necessary for spiritual transformation. They have to do with inner problems, inner mysteries, and inner thresholds that signal the way to our own development as individuals. The Wonder Woman story holds great messages for us and for the students of Foxcroft as we start the new year. As young women coming to Foxcroft, you are crossing your own threshold and embarking on your own journey. You are leaving the safety and familiarity of home, and you are going to find your strengths, your skills, and your talents. And you will be called upon to share those strengths with the community in the pursuit of knowledge, truth, goodness, and service to others. You will be called to a higher purpose at Foxcroft, guided by an understanding heart. Along the way, you will also meet with obstacles and challenges. You will be tested, and I don't mean just in class. The journey will not be easy, but you will have guides and mentors in your teachers, your advisors, your dorm parents, your old girl, and all of your new friends. You will need courage to speak up, to be honest always about your work, and to have integrity in your interaction with others. And you may need to be brave to try something new on the weekends, in the dining hall, wherever it may be, and to tend to take charge of a situation. But you will be supported by the leaf that Miss Charlotte held over 100 years ago. There is nothing a woman can't accomplish if she sets her mind to it. And most of all, you will learn, as Wonder Woman learns, that the key to her strength and her ultimate victory does not reside in a sword. That power existed in her all along. So as we embark on a new year together, as cliched as it is, my greatest wish is that you will find your inner superhero and take flight.